Hey, it's Mike from 424recording.com, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about why 80% is good enough. So what are we talking about today when I say 80% is good enough? Well, it kind of goes back to the conversation we had a few months ago about perfectionism and getting things done, completing what you want to complete, and moving on with your artistic projects or any projects really in general. This came up the other day when Hat Bro was here and I was recording a song with him, one that he's been working on for about 2 years. It's called Holding Strong. We recorded to the 4-track. We did a couple other versions of different songs to the 4-track that he's eventually going to release. But Justin, aka Hat Bro, is quite the perfectionist. And I kept saying to him as we were doing it, because he's very hard on himself like many artists are. I know I am. I know you probably are. And it can be hard to know when you should stop working on something or when something is good enough to be done with. So the whole 80% idea, or 80% is good enough idea, relates to completion of the project. If you're at a point in the project and you're just about to give up on it, or you wanted to go for this perfect vision that you had but you can't seem to get there, it might be time to step back and look at what you've created and what you've done and say, if this was a test, would I have gotten at least an 80 on it versus whatever that 100% perfection vision in your mind is. Because just like this video and just like the other art and music that I create and the music that you create, nobody knows what I'm going for in this video. Like, to me, I'm looking at the LCD, it looks a little more blown out than I would prefer. It's a different time of day than I would have preferred to do this. Maybe the sound could be better. I'm using this cheap mic that I have, but it's a great mic because it was 20 bucks and it goes into my camera, and the audio quality is at least an 80% out of what I consider to be 100%. So far as I know, nobody's complained about the audio on any of my videos, although, I tend to think, oh, well, this is a music channel, maybe I should be really focusing on getting the audio perfect. But if I focused on getting the audio perfect, I probably wouldn't have made the 100 plus videos that I have made on the channel now. And looking back at that, the accomplishment for me is, it's amazing. It's amazing that I was able to do that, because as a perfectionist, as a person, probably 10 years younger than I am now, I probably would have never been able to make a YouTube channel, because I would still be working on the first video I'd be producing for the channel. And YouTube has taught me a lot in terms of perfectionism and getting things done and making a video and having a deadline. So I guess what I'm really just trying to say is, don't be hard on yourself. 80% is good enough. If it's not, look at things as if it's a pass-fail. I'm sure you've taken pass-fail classes or are aware of the term pass-fail in, taking a test or taking some kind, this is all academic metaphors or whatever, but a pass-fail is a course where as long as you show up and you take the exams, if there are exams, or you participate, it's pretty hard to fail it, And I think that's really what it comes down to. And being an artist, a musician, a writer, songwriter, singer, whatever, 4-track recorder, did you show up? Because the people who are showing up and the people who are completing what they're completing, whether it's 100% perfect, whether it's 50% perfect, whether they barely tried, these are the people that are showing up and getting things done, whether it's perfect or not. And I guess that also ties into it, is that, would you rather have something that's 80% complete out in the world, attracting people who, are like-minded and can help you push your art further? Or would you rather be aiming for some 100% perfection that's unrealistic, because nothing is truly perfect, as we've discussed in the other perfection rant. And also the fact that you gotta kind of let things go and understand that not everything you make is gonna be perfect. Nobody knows what your aim of perfection is. So to a lot of people watching this, you probably think this video quality is perfect, the audio quality is perfect, like I just said, but it could always be better. It could always be better. I could get a better lens. I could make sure this isn't as blown out. I'm looking at it right now, it's a little blown out. Maybe I can do a little color correction. But really just what it comes down to is 80% is good enough. If you think you can, if a song is 80% of the way there, it's time to move on and make something else and bring all the things you learned from completing that project, getting it to that 80% threshold, bring it to the future so that you can attempt to achieve your 100% perfection. 80% is good enough. I'm not telling you don't shoot for the stars, because that's a very great, that's an amazing goal to have, and that's something I've tried to do and always try to do with the projects I'm working on, but nothing has to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Go for completion. Go for the pass-fail. And if you fail, just make it better next time, because at least you tried to do it, or at least you did it. Do or do not. There is no try. If you do it and it's, you still fail at it, at least you did it. at least you have something to show for it. That's what I mean when I say 80% is good enough. Don't get caught up in the details. Don't let perfectionism get the best of you. Complete things, get them done, and use that scale. Hat bro, this video is for you. I hope that helps with your perfectionism, and I hope it helps some of you other guys out there who are struggling with perfectionism. 80%. That should be your goal. If you can get an 80 out of 100, you're golden. This is Mike from 424recording.com. Godspeed, my friend. Now go out there and screw that other 20%. You don't need it anyway. Peace.